YouTube, welcome back to the Houston Rockets Light the Fuse series. We have reached the end of the year, and as expected, the Houston Rockets did not make the postseason. We'll go over the team here in just a moment, but we've reached the part where we can now start to move on and look forward to the offseason, which is what this whole episode is about, and into the near future. So thank you so much for checking out this video. If you've enjoyed the other videos, plus the live streams that we've been doing over here on YouTube, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button, notification bell. Comments are great. Any interaction with the video is greatly appreciated. And sit back and watch as the Houston Rockets transform this offseason. Okay, the Houston Rockets, we finished 21-61 on the season. Only a one-game improvement over last year. We were 17-24 at home, so decent record at home. Away, we were 4-37, so this team did not travel well at all. We averaged 104 points per game. I'd like to see that go up by over 10 digits this next season. And then defensively, we were absolutely atrocious. We did shoot the three fairly decent until the end of the year, where we started to have a little dip off. We got into some injuries and things like that. But I will show you some bright spots in this team. One of the things that we really did like is Jabari Smith Jr. I accidentally on the live stream this morning went over and didn't get to show this on stream or on this video. But if you see this, Jabari Smith Jr. made third-team All-NBA in his first year. Third-team All-NBA. He was first-team All-Defense, and he was the 2023 Rookie of the Year. Also first-team All-Rookie. Just an outstanding season here for the first year. Jabari Smith Jr. Very excited about this future. He averaged 17.2, 7.7 rebounds, and nearly 3 assists a game. Just a phenomenal player. Looking through the postseason, the Denver Nuggets are the 1 seed. Memphis gets in through the play-in tournament as the 8 seed. Phoenix the 4 seed. Minnesota the 5 seed. Clippers 3 seed. New Orleans the 6 seed. Golden State the 2 seed. Portland is the 7 seed. On the Eastern side, Philadelphia is the 1 seed. Cleveland's the 8. Atlanta is the 4. Chicago the 5. Boston the 3. Miami the 6. Milwaukee the 2. And Brooklyn the 7. So we're going to go and see how these playoffs play out and who makes the NBA Finals as we see some of the teams going through here. And it looks like the 76ers and the Clippers are going to make the NBA Finals. Your Western Conference MVP is Paul George, 27 points per game, 7 rebounds, 9 assists. So an excellent series there for Paul George. Joel Embiid is the MVP of the Eastern Conference. So Sixers Clippers should be a good one. Let's find out who wins this. And it does go to the Clippers in 7 games. So they do beat the Philadelphia 76ers in 7 games. Paul George is your NBA Finals MVP. Now, with that being said, it's time to get on to the offseason and see where this team needs to get better. Looking through this season's retirements, Udonis Haslem, the ageless wonder at 43 years old, finally hangs it up with Miami. Andre Iguodala with the Warriors. Carmelo Anthony could not find a team, and so he ends up retiring at age 39. Thaddeus Young from the Raptors, LaMarcus Aldridge, Paul Millsap, Rajon Rondo, Goran Dragic, Wesley Matthews, James Johnson, DJ Augustine, Danny Green, PJ Tucker, Garrett Temple, Eric Bledsoe, Darren Collison, and Gorgie Jang. Nobody shocking has retired after the first season. And staff retirements, Tiago Splitter, 10 years in the league, a wing whisperer. Tiago Splitter, the San Antonio Spurs legend, has called it quits from coaching. Hall of Fame inductees, Carmelo Anthony does make it in the Hall of Fame. 22.5 points points scored in his career. A very nice career for Carmelo Anthony, and I think we'll appreciate Carmelo Anthony more after his retirement. And then if we look at jersey retirements, Carmelo Anthony also has his jersey retired in Denver, which I don't think will actually happen, but pretty cool to see the game represents that, hey, Carmelo Anthony played for Denver, so we're going to go ahead and retire his uniform. Hey, it is time for the draft lottery. This is a very important draft for the Houston Rockets. Very interested to see where we actually end up and if we have a chance of getting into the lottery. Right now, the Nets have our pick and have a 14% chance at the number 2 pick, but we're going to see if maybe we can't sneak in and get a pick here. Okay, exciting news. So the pick does fall all the way to the 5th spot in the draft. So the Houston Rockets will get a top 5 pick in this year's draft. The Nets will be picking number 15. So this is huge for us as an organization to get another top 5 lottery pick. And we'll also be picking number 25 based on that Milwaukee pick. So this is a very important draft. We now have to make the decision. Do we go and get one of these young guys and continue to build our young nucleus, or do we maybe trade away a pick or two to see if we can't bring back in a piece that really will help us? So a very pivotal, important offseason here for the Houston Rockets. Okay, it is time for the draft. We currently have the 5th overall pick. We'll go through the top 10 picks, and then we'll send to our next draft pick, which is the 25th in the first round. Adam Silver, the commissioner, he has the first pick on, and it goes to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Take Victor Wembanyama, the 7'5" phenom out of France, goes to Oklahoma City. With the second pick, the San Antonio Spurs select Anthony Black out of Arkansas, 6'7", 197-pound small forward. With the third pick, the Utah Jazz are going to take Cameron Whitmore out of Villanova, a nice scoring small forward. Brandon Miller out of Alabama, the 6'9" small forward, goes to the Detroit Pistons. Now, the Houston Rockets, we have our eye on one guy and one guy only, and we're going to go out and get our guy. We're not even going to listen to offers. We're going to go out and get our guy. For some reason, Scoot Henderson has fallen to the 5th overall pick. Scoot Henderson is going to be the point guard of the future here, I think, for the Houston Rockets. So we are going to go select Scoot Henderson out of he comes from high school. And so we're going to go get him. If we look here at his scouting report, his ceiling is Derrick Rose and his floor is De'Aaron Fox. Scoot Henderson looks to be a pretty solid and safe pick. So we're going to go ahead and select Scoot Henderson. And he is now a Houston Rocket. So we have our point guard of the future. Now it's kind of interesting what we do with Kevin Porter Jr. in the near future. The next pick goes to the Orlando Magic, and they take Keontae George out of Baylor. The Wizards have the 7th pick, and they take Nick Smith out of Arkansas. The Sacramento Kings take Derek Whitehead, who we also had our eye on, out of Duke. And then the number 9 pick goes to the Indiana Pacers, and they take Jaron Walker out of Houston. And the 10th overall pick going to the New York Knicks, they will select Amari Bailey from UCLA. With the 25th pick, we have had 17 trade offers. So we're going to look at some trade offers here and see if there's anything interesting. The Memphis Grizzlies are willing to give up Tyus Jones and Luke Cornett for a 23 first rounder and 27. I don't think we're going to offer that. Terry Rozier from the Hornets. Jared Vanderbilt from the Utah Jazz. I really do like Vanderbilt, but I'm going to pass on these as well. We're just going to kind of look through and see if there's anything really that stands out to us. The only thing I would really move on right now would be like a rim protecting center would be somebody that we could use, but that's the one thing that we could really use in this lineup that doesn't get in the way of our young guys either. And it just doesn't look like a whole lot is out there for us right now with Norman Powell from the Thunder, Keon Johnson from the Blazers, and Daniel Gafford. I do like Daniel Gafford, but I think we're going to pass on that. So we will go ahead and find somebody that we will select with this pick. Here we are with the 25th pick, and I know we took a point guard with the 5th overall pick, and we do need a big man, but it is hard to fall away from this pick of Tyrese Proctor from Duke. If you look here, his ceiling could be Stephon Marbury, which is a perennial all-star, or a floor of Steve Kerr. He has the ability to knock down threes. He averaged 18 points and 7 assists at Duke. Played at the biggest stage of college basketball. So I think it's going to be pretty hard for us to pass up on this guy. It's not really a position of need. We're basically taking the best player available in Tyrese Proctor. So this does give us a logjam at point guard, which will have to be something we'll have to address here in the offseason. We're going to have we're going to have 3 very young guards at the point guard position. But with the 25th overall pick, we are going to take Tyrese Proctor, and he is going to become the newest Houston Rocket. They say when it comes to pure playmaking abilities, Proctor is easily the best in this class and probably the best in the last 5 years. He's an elite talent. So I think we did a pretty nice job there selecting all of the or getting to the point guards of the future. Now it's just a decision of what do we do this year. Okay, the draft is complete. Victor Wembanyama, the number 1 overall pick. He comes in as an 82 overall. Anthony Black was an 80 overall. Cameron Whitmore was 79 overall. Brandon Miller's a 75 overall. And then I think really the steal of the draft possibly is getting Scoot Henderson to fall all the way to number 5 at 6'4" point guard. He's a 79 overall. And then our other pick that we selected with the 25th overall pick, Tyrese Proctor, he's also a 75 overall. So maybe he's not somebody that we bring in immediately and give a ton of playing time to this year, but definitely a good solid option to build around there is Tyrese Proctor. So we'll have a lot of decisions to take here in the coming future of the summer. Look at our rookie contract. Scoot Henderson is going to get 2 years, $15 million. And then Tyrese Proctor is going to get a 2-year, $4.9 million contract. So Proctor coming in at a much more affordable contract, but we definitely still have enough cap space here to make some moves in the offseason. Taking care of our pending options, Kenyon Martin Jr. is going to come back. We're going to re-sign him with a $1.9 million deal. We're also going to bring back Garrison Matthews. just for his three-point shooting ability. We're going to bring him back on a 2-year team option for 1.9, very affordable contract, and with his ability to really shoot the three, shot it at 38% this year. Definitely a bench role player that we could use, so we're going to bring Garrison Matthews back as well. All right, the most fun time of the offseason's here. It is time for free agency, and we're going to take a quick little look at our roster that we have for the Rockets and show you where our depth is. We're a bit log-jammed at the point guard position, which we talked about earlier. Kevin Porter Jr., Scoot Henderson, Tyrese Proctor, and Ty Washington. Ty Washington probably doesn't have a place on this team much longer, but as far as depth to fill out the roster. Shooting guards, Jalen Green, definitely not going anywhere. Josh Christopher and Garrison Matthews at shooting guard. Small forward, Kenyon Martin Jr. and Tyree Eason. Looking for both these guys to maybe take a step forward this season and fill into that starting role. We need one of them to really step up. At power forward, we got the man of the future, Jabari Smith Jr. and Usman Garuba as the backup currently. And then at the center position, we have Şengün from Turkey and Bruno Fernando. The one position I'd really want to upgrade this offseason is a starting center that is more of a rim protector, an athletic rim protector, back to the Clint Capella days, a Nerlens Noel type, just a rebounding defensive force to help with the perimeter athleticism we have to get better defensively. I like Şengün coming off the bench and filling in that big man that he can kind of take over some of the offensive role on the second unit, but I really don't like him starting currently because he puts us pretty weak as far as our defense goes on the inside. Free agency is here, and here are some of the big names right now. We got James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Chris Middleton, Nikolai Vucevic, D'Angelo Russell, Fred VanVleet, Russell Westbrook, Jamari Grant, Al Horford, Miles Turner, and Christian Wood. Those are kind of the top free agents. A lot of these would be interesting. They would definitely improve our team, but at what cost? Cost financially and cost of getting in the way of developing our young talent. We're not a playoff team in a year. Could we go ahead with our cap room and make a big splash and get a James Harden maybe back to Houston? Go get Kyrie Irving. Of course we could. Could we get D'Angelo Russell? But we already have what we need at the center position. So I don't think we make a huge splash this offseason. I think we build, and I think the next offseason is the one that we really kind of go push the chips into the middle of the table and try to go get somebody if these young guys don't develop quite as quickly as we're expecting. James Harden and Kyrie Irving and D'Angelo Russell look like they're going to be, they would fit in very well with the type of team we're trying to run, even a Russell Westbrook, but I just don't think that's what we're going to do this year. But there is one guy that I have been interested in a lot, and he's a center, and we're going to look here at system match and his play. DeAndre Jordan makes a ton of sense too, but he's too old. He's the athletic rim protector, alley-oop finisher kind of guy we're looking for. But I think a guy that's very similar to him and did not get a lot of play in Utah and a player that can really help improve our team is going to be Udoka Azubuike out of Kansas. He's only 23 years of age. I think we're going to try to make an offer for him and get him to come in on a 2-year deal. And I'll even give him, a team option if he wants to make another play. He's only a 7'3" overall, but he has a couple intangibles that I really like with him, and that is his vertical, his rebounding, and his blocks. He does exactly what we want to do. He's a young, athletic guy, just didn't get a lot of play in Utah, and so we're going to make that offer to him. I don't foresee a lot of teams going after it, so we're going to kind of give him a lower offer and see if he'll come in with a $5 million salary and see if he'll do that. So I feel very comfortable with this, and we'll have a team option there for the next season. And we're going to offer him that contract and see if he accepts it. And Azubuike will accept that, and he will become our new starting center. And that means our time with Boban Boban is going to be done. We're definitely going to get rid of Knicks and Lonnie Walker IV. We're going to renounce his rights as well. Trevor Hudgens and Darius Day's time with the Houston Rockets is done as well. The next signing we're going to do is we're going to bring in Kevin Love, a power forward, spent a lot of time in Minnesota, then a lot of time in Cleveland, and we're going to bring him in for one reason. He's not going to get a lot of playing time with us. He's turning into a 34-year-old power forward. We're going to see if we can't get him to come in for a year and really mentor Jabari Smith Jr., help him with his rebounding abilities, help him with his three-point shooting. That's what we're going to do. We're going to take those 7 badges, and hopefully he can be a mentor. We're going to go ahead and offer him the contract here, and he did not accept it on day one. he does accept it on day 2. Not a lot of market out there for Kevin Love as he is aging and regressing, but Kevin Love will be a Houston Rocket, and he'll also be our 15th player on the roster currently. So that is going to wrap up our free agency, and we'll take a look at where everybody else signed here in just a moment. Look back at all the big signings. We have James Harden goes back to the Sixers. Kyrie Irving goes back to the Nets. Vucevic goes back to the Bulls. D'Angelo Russell signs with the Orlando Magic, that young core. Fred VanVleet goes back to the Raptors. Al Horford goes to the Bulls. Russell Westbrook signs with the Utah Jazz. Miles Turner goes to the Detroit Pistons, which is an interesting signing since they already have Jalen Duren there. And also, they have some other centers in Detroit. So kind of an interesting signing for Miles Turner to go to the Detroit Pistons. Christian Wood goes to the San Antonio Spurs as a stretch 5. Jeremy Grant goes back to the Blazers. Josh Hart finds his way to the Hornets. Any other big signings? Harrison Barnes goes to the Dallas Mavericks again. I believe he's played there before. Kyle Kuzma to the Spurs. Andre Drummond to the Spurs. So the Spurs are making a lot of moves out here. Seth Curry goes back to Dallas to help with the shooting ability, and DeMarcus Cousins as well. And there you see Kevin Love goes and signs with the Houston Rockets. So we'll take a look at the rest of the stuff through the offseason and see how this team's looking heading into year number 2. Probably my absolute favorite screen in the offseason is the player progression and where our team's going for the future. As far as our point guards go, Kevin Porter Jr. does take an upgrade to an 81 overall. He gets a +3. His three-point ability goes up to an A-, which is good. But you see here, we already got a rookie at 79 and 75, and both of them are 4 years younger than Kevin Porter Jr. Kevin Porter Jr. will stay on this team at currently constructed, but there's a lot of pressure on Kevin Porter Jr. to really become that point guard, and we may even look to go ahead and start Scoot Henderson and take Kevin Porter Jr. and bring him off the bench. We'll have to see how this the rotations look, but we definitely have a log jam and a lot of options here at the point guard position, which is fantastic. But we don't always want to stay in that potential run. We also want to start moving forward and trying to win games. At the shooting guard, Jalen Green gets a +4. He's up to an 81 overall. His three-point ability goes to an A+. He has an 89 overall three-point shooting. So Jalen Green progressing very, very nicely. Josh Christopher gets a +1, and Garrison Matthews at 26 actually progresses up +2. So I like to see that they, guys are still progressing upwards even at 26 years of age on this game. Kenyon Martin Jr. goes up to a 78 overall, +2. His three-point shooting ability goes up. Tari Eason goes up to a 75 overall. So we have to make a decision on who's going to be our starting small forward between these two guys. And, I may look at going with Tari Eason with his B- 3-point and let Kenyon Martin really get that play in that second unit. I like having a pretty decent second unit as well. I think we know this team's not a playoff team this year. Presently constructed, but I would like to see us get more than 21 wins this season. Jabari Smith Jr. goes all the way up to an 81 at just 20 years of age, gets that +3, and you see his three-point ability goes up to A+. He's an 87, so he's at stretch 4. Plus, he's going to get those Kevin Love mentor badge upgrades as well. Garuba gets a +1 at age 21. Usman Garuba. Şengün goes up to a 79 overall. I like to see that. Kevin Love does regress by 1. And Azubuike comes in here, and it makes the signing look a little bit better since Bruno Fernando went down a little bit. Maybe sees the writing on the wall like, oh, Azubuike's coming in to kind of take my spot. But Azubuike will be our starting center, even though he's not as good as Şengün. We're going to give Şengün a lot of minutes in that second unit. But Azubuike's going to get 20 to 25 minutes to be that rim protector and hopefully help us a little bit on that defensive ability. He has the ability to score on the inside at A+. He can rebound. He's athletic. He's 23 years of age. He's got a fresh start here in Houston. We're really, really excited about what he's going to do for us. We will take a quick look here at our team as we start season 1 with the Houston Rockets. Kevin Porter Jr. is an 81 overall. Jalen Green, 81 overall. Kenyon Martin, 78 overall. Jabari Smith, 81 overall. Anthony Şengün is a 79 overall. And Scoot Henderson is a 79 overall. So that gives a little outlook on who our best players are. I don't think that we're a playoff team just yet. But as you see, our team status has went from rebuilding to buying. So we may be interested in getting better throughout the season. You'll have to stay tuned and look out. If you do like the content and you like what you're seeing here, I'm new to YouTube. I'm getting a little bit better at it, hopefully video by video. But if you like this in any way, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, comment on these videos. We're going to be taking this Houston Rockets pretty deep as we're already headed into season 2. And so we also will be doing live streams here on YouTube of the Houston Rockets. And I also stream where I'm in the top 1% of Twitch currently on twitch.tv/crazycoach. We're nearing 2,000 followers over there on Twitch, and we do a variety of games. So thank you so much for checking out the video. And if you enjoy it, please do hit that subscribe button. But I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you on the next video.